The world sleeps. Darkness falls, a blanket over the unsuspecting. But not everyone finds peace in the night. Some stir in the shadows. They watch. They wait. They are the night stalkers, and they crave the vulnerability that darkness brings. Imagine this. You're alone in your home. The only sounds are the crickets chirping outside your window. A floorboard creaks. Is it the house settling or something more sinister? The hair on your neck stands on end. You are not alone. Someone is watching. These are the primal fears that night stalkers exploit. They are the boogeymen of our darkest nightmares, made flesh and bone. Their crimes are as cold and calculated as they are brutal, leaving behind a trail of terror that chills the soul.
What exactly is a night stalker? They are creatures of habit and darkness. They prey on the unsuspecting under the cloak of night. Their hunting grounds are the quiet suburbs, the seemingly safe havens where we let our guard down. These predators are meticulous planners. They study their victims, learning their routines, exploiting their vulnerabilities. Their crimes are rarely random acts. Each break-in, each attack is a carefully calculated move in a terrifying game they play. They are driven by a dark compulsion, a need for control and dominance that manifests in the most horrific ways. Their motives vary. Some seek sexual gratification, their crimes fueled by twisted desires. Others are driven by anger, by a need to dominate and control. Whatever their motivation, their impact is the same. Shattered lives, broken communities, and a pervasive fear that lingers long after the headlines fade.
The year was 1985. The city, Los Angeles. A string of brutal murders terrorized the city, each more shocking than the last. The victims, seemingly random, had little in common except the sheer brutality of their deaths and the chilling fact that their attacker always struck under the cover of darkness. This was the reign of Richard Ramirez, a name that would forever be etched in the annals of criminal history as the Night Stalker. Ramirez entered homes through unlocked doors and windows, a silent specter in the night. His crimes were marked by extreme violence. He raped, beat, and shot his victims, seemingly reveling in the terror he inflicted. The randomness and brutality of his crimes kept the entire city on edge. No one felt safe. The fear was palpable.
Section 4. Echoes in the Darkness. Richard Ramirez is one of the most infamous night stalkers, but he is far from the only one. The echoes of his crimes can be heard in cases across the globe, each one a chilling reminder that the darkness can harbor monstrous evils. Take the case of Dennis Rader, the BTK killer, who terrorized Wichita, Kansas for over a decade. He would bind, torture, and kill his victims, often leaving taunting messages for the police. Or consider the chilling story of Joseph James DeAngelo, the Golden State Killer, who terrorized California for years with a string of rapes and murders. His crimes, characterized by their brutality and seeming randomness, left communities terrified and scarred. These cases, and countless others, serve as a stark reminder that the threat of the Night Stalker is not a relic of the past. It is a present danger, lurking in the shadows, waiting for the opportunity to strike.
Section 5. The evolving threat. The world has changed since the days of Ramirez and Rader. Technology has advanced, and with it, the methods of the Night Stalker have evolved as well. No longer are they limited to physical stalking and observation. The internet and social media have become their hunting grounds, providing new avenues for surveillance, manipulation, and terror. Today's Night Stalkers can use social media to track their victims' movements, learn their habits, and even infiltrate their social circles. They can use GPS technology to stalk their victims in real time, and they can use the dark web to anonymously purchase weapons and other tools of their trade.
Section 6. Safeguarding your sanctuary. The thought of night stalkers is terrifying, but there are steps you can take to protect yourself and your loved ones. Awareness is your first line of defense. Be aware of your surroundings, especially at night. Ensure your doors and windows are securely locked. Consider installing a security system or motion-activated lights. Don't share personal information online, and be cautious about who you allow to follow you on social media. Trust your instincts. If you feel like you're being followed or watched, you probably are.
Section 7. The night can be a beautiful and peaceful time, but it can also be a time of vulnerability. While we should not live in fear, we must be vigilant. By understanding the dangers that lurk in the shadows and taking steps to protect ourselves, we can make our communities safer and reclaim the night from the clutches of those who would seek to do us harm. Remember, knowledge is power, and when it comes to protecting ourselves and our loved ones, a little vigilance can go a long way.